Today we're going on an epic instant noodle adventure around the world. I spent 24 hours eating 20 different types of instant noodles, from Korean spicy noodles to Indomie, Maggi, Japanese instant ramen, and many others I couldn't believe existed. And here we are with our first destination of Korea. We are starting out with delicious cheese noodles. So here we have the cheese noodles topped with green onions. And as you can see, the texture is extra cheesy and sticky as well. I was really afraid putting milk into my noodles because I thought it was gonna be a bit too soupy, and actually it does look good. In terms of cheese, I put 2 different cheeses. I put cheddar cheese and emmental cheese as I wanted them extra cheesy. Really excited to eat that. I am so hungry and it smells so good. It's so good, but it's so hot. Wow, these noodles are so delicious. Actually, these noodles are really good, and I'm like definitely gonna be finishing this massive bowl. And the recipe I found was just so easy, so I have to give it a 9 out of 10. Our second noodle destination is South Africa. Here, Maggi noodles are super popular. Before I eat the noodles, I wanted to tell you, since I've never been to South Africa and I'm not a chef, as you can probably tell, I've asked you for your favorite noodle recipes on my community page, and let's say you gave me quite a few good ones. First thing here, you have to cook Maggi noodles the right way, and here the instructions get super precise. You first have to break the noodles in 4, cook them in exactly 210 milliliters of water, and serve them without draining them. Here the noodles come with a bunch of masala spice packs. To make this recipe, you need to add Vienna sausages, chicken spice, and a spicy sauce. Okay, now it's time to try them. But right away, the big difference is the smell. Here, the smell of the spice is delicious. Also, in terms of texture, the noodles are definitely more firm and less sticky than before. There's so many different flavors here. From the masala to the chicken spice, it really tastes really good. This is really delicious, and it was super fast to make, so I'll give it an 8. Next up, we have fire noodles from Korea, and we're trying these in a cup. Here you have Samyang Korean fire noodles topped with a crazy looking red sauce full of chili. Wow, this one looks and smells extra spicy. I'm really scared because last time I tried eating fire noodles, didn't go well. I'm dying. Whew, I feel intensely hot. My mouth is burning. Just smelling them, I can feel the burn. I don't know why I keep eating fire noodles, but let's see how these are. Wow, it is very spicy. So in terms of rating, I don't want to do that again. I don't know why I keep doing that. Maybe a 1. These were better than the last fire noodles I tried, but this is way too spicy for me. I'm crying right now. And now we have the Indomie noodles. I am so excited to try these. I've heard so much about them. It's actually my first time trying them. So for this recipe, we're actually trying something I found on TikTok, where we will fry the noodle in a butter, soy, garlic, and red pepper sauce. Let's see how that tastes. This is so tasty. I don't really know if it's because I cooked them the right way or because the Indomie noodles are so flavored. So in terms of rating, if it was only the Indomie noodles, I'll give it a 10. It's so good. I think my cooking skills are not the best, so I have to give myself a 6. It looked way better in the photo of the recipe than here. And I'm getting ready to eat some Indian style noodles. Here we have Maggi noodles with our masala spice, topped with onions, chili flakes, and a soft boiled egg. I'm quite impressed by the look of this thing. It looks really good. The soft boiled egg is actually quite well made. I'm really excited to try that. Yum. So first of all, this is way spicier than normal Maggi noodles because I added a lot of chili. It's the right type of spicy because it's offset with the spice of the masala. Overall, I'd say it's a really easy recipe. Even I could do it and it looked good. Definitely one of my favorite noodles, so I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. And next up, we have our pad thai. Pad thai is a traditional noodle dish from Thailand, and here we're eating the instant version. And in the pack, we have chili powder, shallot, and flavorings. We also added some tiny prawns, fried tofu, green onion, a bit of lime, and some cilantro. Let's see if we manage to make a good instant pad thai. I am so surprised. It's crazy. It tastes exactly like a pad thai without the color at all. So in terms of rating, this is not my favorite noodle dish of the day, and I have eaten my first share good pad thai, so I have to give it 6.5. And the 0.5 because I'm surprised at how good it tastes. Next up, we have the soba cup noodles teriyaki flavor. So first of all, I have to say that for a quick, easy meal that's ready in 3 minutes, this looks good. The sauce actually looks quite good. I'm excited to try it because, believe it or not, I've never had cup noodles before. Okay, that's good. It's not really up to par with the really cool recipes some of you gave me, but for something that is ready in 3 minutes, I'm impressed. So in terms of rating, this is way below everything we've eaten before because it's just a cup noodle with not too much. Let's give it a 5. The next recipe is from Malaysia. We'll be frying up Maggi noodles with garlic, shallot, bok choy, some chili sauce, and soy sauce. Awesome, so let's try this out. There's a decent amount of veggies, so it makes for quite a healthy meal. Yum, finally some noodles with really good veggies. It's definitely on the spicier side. So this is a very quick everyday recipe and I'm gonna give it a 7. Next up, we have a recipe from India and Nepal. We'll be cooking some YY noodles, chicken curry flavor with some chopped veggies. These noodles look really good. I have to say, YY noodles are probably the noodles that seem like they have the best flavoring to me. Oh wow, these are spicy. I have to rate both the recipe and the noodles a 9 out of 10. Now we're trying a recipe from Australia. We're taking some Indomie noodles, adding broccoli, peas, corn, and green bean. Wow, really excited to try this recipe. This one is really cool looking because you have a lot of different veggies, which I think takes the Indomie noodles from a snack to an actual meal. So let's try this out. Wow, the Indomie noodles are so good. I can understand why people are addicted to it on the internet. Yeah, I really love this recipe with the veggies and everything. I'm finally a bit happier with my cooking. This was really good. I'm going to give it a 9.5. And now we're gonna try noodles from Mauritius. These noodles are actually very popular in France, where I am right now. These noodles are so interesting. This is the first time I'm actually mixing the noodles with a totally different food. Here the noodles are seasoned with curry sauce and chili. Then we added a bit of dal. This is so tasty. You can definitely feel the curry flavoring, and it's also a tiny bit spicy too. It has a little kick to it. So now let's try the sauce. This is so good. So of course it really tastes like dal because there is dal in it. I'll have to give it a 9.5. The next noodles we're gonna try are a bit special. They're actually the weirdest noodles I've ever seen. They're zombie noodles from Japan. How cute is that? So apart from looking blue, I think they might have a special taste, but unfortunately the pack is in Japanese, so I do not understand anything. Let's try it out and see what happens. This will definitely be an experiment. I decided to make my own scary and cute toppings. Wow, I'm afraid to even eat these because they are so cute. I believe that's my best looking creation so far. Probably doesn't taste good, to be honest. Having the green juice poured into the ramen didn't look really good. I am so happy about my little toppings. They look really cute. I carved 2 little pumpkins in a carrot, then carved 2 ghosts in a radish, and then added cut fingers made of sausages. Okay, interesting. I guess that's just a seaweed ramen. I'll be giving the overall dish a 5. Very cute and a fun experience though. Next we have very interesting looking Wang noodles from Korea. Here you get a pack with thick noodles to reheat in the microwave and then 2 packs of sauce. And just from the smell, I can for sure tell that these will be spicy. I really enjoy having the pack of thick udon noodles. It makes them seem fresher. You also have a topping of seaweed and sesame seeds. In the sauce, there's so many different types of chilies and pepper. Oh my god. Yeah, that's spicy. The max amount of spicy I can eat without crying, so I'm very happy. So 6.5. Here we have the crab noodles from Singapore. I've also added some baby shrimps, didn't have crab. So when you look at the noodles without the topping, it doesn't seem like much. To be honest, the flavoring pack is very tiny, but once I've added the topping, it actually looks quite good. Wow, this does really taste like crab. However, apart from that, the noodles are pretty plain. Like, there's not too many toppings included. So my rating, not that high, 6.5 here as well. These are the Yum Yum noodle duck flavored. So first of all, I have to say that there is no duck at all mentioned in the ingredient list. So I'm very, very curious to try this one. Duck is actually my favorite flavor. The noodles are really bouncy and the broth is rather dark. This actually looks quite appealing. So it lacks a bit of flavor compared to the other noodles. So here as well, this is a good ready-made meal, but I'm gonna have to give it a 6. Not crazy good like the others we tried today. Next up, we have a really cool recipe from Korea. We used Shin Ramyun, we added sesame oil, an egg, and a lot of cheese. Very, very happy to try that. I love cheese noodles. You can also hear... This looks so good. Wow. Once again, this is spicy. However, adding the egg and the cheese really balances it out. I really love the texture of the noodles in this recipe as well. They are really rich and creamy. I will give it an 8 because I could eat that every single day. Now we are trying kalo noodles from Hong Kong. These are lobster flavored, topped with a fried egg, 2 slices of spam, and a few green onions. I have to confess, I have never tried spam before. I'm excited to see what this is all about, but also a bit scared. This looks like an actual meal. Yum. So yeah, the noodles are really good. The lobster flavoring is surprisingly good as well. So now let's try the spam. I'm really scared. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. If you have never tried spam before like me, it tastes like meat, a tiny bit saltier and a tiny bit fattier. And the green onions, they just add flavor to everything. So this one is a surprisingly good noodle recipe. I have to give this recipe an 8.5. So for my second dinner, we have pho, a soup from Vietnam. You might think it's your regular cup noodle pho, but I actually added a few things on top of it to make it extra tasty. I added basil, cilantro, a lime wedge, a bit of green onions, and leftover chicken breast. So let's try it out and see if I actually made a good pho. Wow, just splashed myself in the eye with the lime wedge. First of all, let's test the broth because pho is actually a noodle soup. Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. I've eaten my fair share of homemade pho, so I'd say it's like not up to par to what you will find in a restaurant. If you compare it to cheap takeout, I think this is a good cheap takeout pho. I'll have to give it maybe a 7. So now it's time for a late night snack and I'm eating Nissin garlic chicken noodles. These are from Japan and they only come with 1 pack of flavoring, so they're really easy to make. And here we are, the noodles are ready. I've added some garlic, some green onion, some leftover chicken and a soft-boiled egg. I'm excited to try this because these are actual noodles from Japan. I'm happy with what I made here. Like, it looks really good. I love the egg, I love the chicken. Oh wow, the noodles taste so much like garlic chicken. It's crazy what the flavoring does. In terms of texture, we have really bouncy and soupy noodles. This dish is the perfect late night snack. Rating of this one, 9 out of 10. And now I'm gonna eat one of my favorite noodles ever. I used to live in Chinatown, New York, and I used to get those all the time. In the pack we have sesame sauce, spring onions, soy sauce, and sweet chili sauce. And here we have our sesame noodles. So to do this recipe, I cook the noodles exactly like they say in the pack. However, I added a bunch of different ingredients. I added a finishing touch of sesame seeds. So let's try it out. Wow, sesame noodles are always one of my faves. And I love the topping of sesame seeds as well, as it adds a really nice crunchiness. So in terms of rating, 9 out of 10 as well. Wow, I can't believe all the delicious noodles I ate today. Although this was definitely a very, very salty day, I am super happy.